Norma left her previous school after her cousin sister revealed her secret to her friends. Norma's father was an unfaithful husband to his wife. He contacted HIV through his unfaithful lifestyle. When he noticed he had contacted the disease, he vowed to transmit it to his wife. He hated his wife for no cause, so he traveled home and made peace with her, whom in her pure heart accepted him wholeheartedly and laid with him same night. This resulted to the birth of Norma. Unfortunately, 2 years after the birth of Norma, her father died. Before her father's death, Norma and the mother fall sick most often. But after her father died, the sickness became worse and worse every day. It was this time that HIV was confirmed by their doctor to be the cause of their illness. The whole extended family knew about it, and they kept it as their family secret. Till the day Obie, her cousin, told this secret to their friends. She did this because Obie, the most handsome and charming guy in their school, was in love with Norma and was found pleading with Norma to be his girlfriend. Meanwhile, Norma's cousin Obie was attracted to Obie. She had tried all she could to get his attention, but Obie ignored her. She got jealous, seeing Norma and Obie together, and she told her friends about Norma being HIV positive. This made their friends avoid her. They whispered behind her back saying she was a wayward person. Some called her pretender do the worst. While this was going on, this circle of friends planned to tell Obie about this. But since that day they saw him together with Norma, none of them saw him again in the school. They later found out he changed school, and the day they saw him together with Norma was the last day he came to collect his transfer letter. Within a short period of time, the news of Norma being HIV positive spread throughout the school. Everyone became aware, and more people began to avoid her. When her mother heard about this, she quickly transferred her to a new school. On her first day in this school, she met a set of students who called themselves the Kings and the Queens. These students saw that she was new and started bullying her. One of them pushed her, telling her to kneel and greet them. They tried to force her. Then, someone came from behind and grabbed her by the shoulder. Behold, it was Obie, same class guy from her former school. These students that called themselves the Kings and the Queens ran away at the sight of Obie because he was stronger than them. After these incidents, Norma and Obie became friends. They became best of friends, and Obie promised to protect her from the bullies in their school. Along the line, they became lovebirds. They were always seen together. Obie cared so much about her and does everything to protect her. One day, during one of their lectures on HIV, a student asked a question. He said, "Is it advisable for a healthy person to marry someone with HIV?" The teacher, instead of answering the question, threw back another question to the student saying, "If a very pretty lady should walk into this class now, and her charming nature got you attracted to her, that you made up your mind to marry her, but later you found out that she is HIV positive. What would you do? Obie from his seat shouted, "I will run for my life," without looking back. Immediately Norma heard this response from Obie. Her heart withered. She felt bad and pained. In her heart she said, "I knew it. If he should find out, he won't want to do anything with me again. What was I thinking falling in love with him in the first place? Now, I can't live without him. I have gotten fond of him." Things got worse when a female student asked, "Is love not supposed to cover all?" Which Obie jokingly responded. He said, "Love no reach for this one. My health is the most paramount." After this his response, Norma took permission from the teacher and left the class. She went directly to her hostel and cried all through the night. After the class, Obie looked everywhere for her but couldn't find her. The next day, everyone returned to class, but no one saw Norma. Obie became more worried. In their school, boys are not allowed to visit girls' hostel. So, Obie begged her roommates to help him check if she is in her corner. He also gave them a letter to give her, begging her to come and see him in their usual spots. But none of these girls delivered the message. This was because they were jealous he chose her over them. Obie waited for her to come for days, but she didn't show. Neither did she come to class. Norma remained in her corner, crying. She refused to speak to anyone. On the third day of the incident, after she waited to receive message from Obie but got none, she concluded that he must have known her story and ran for his life as he stated in class. She decided to take her life. She said, "What is the essence of living when people avoid me whenever they hear my story? And the only one who makes me happy has left me because of my story." She took a poison when everyone had gone out. But when she was struggling with the pain, one of the students who intentionally avoided class that day saw her and raised alarm. She was quickly taken to hospital. There, Obie came to visit her severally, but she refused to talk to him. She refused to tell anyone her reason for wanting to take her life. After she was cancelled by the physiotherapist and she was discharged, she returned back to school, but this time she avoided Obie. She refused to have anything to do with him. Obie tried so many ways to get her attention, but she refused to say or do anything with him. When Obie could not bear this any longer, he sent his friends to kidnap her and bring her to his lodge. Obie was from a wealthy home, so he lives outside school and comes to school every day with his car. His friends did as he instructed and brought Norma to his house. There, he begged Norma to tell him his offense, that she had to punish him this way. He insisted not to let her leave until she talks to him. Then Norma shouted, crying, "What is the essence of dating you when I know you will still leave me when you hear my story? I heard all you said about HIV patients. Well, I have HIV, so you can run and stop the pretense. Obie was shocked. He kept quiet and then made her sit calm. Then he said calmly to her, I never meant anything I said in that class. I said those things to mock the teacher because I noticed she knew nothing about HIV and how it is transmitted. I love you, and you having HIV cannot stop me from marrying you. For you to have HIV and still be alive till now means that you are taking your medications as required. And this means the viral load is low, that it cannot be easily transmitted. We can have kids who have no HIV as long as you take your drugs. There are drugs I can take to protect me from the chances of getting the disease from you. Do you know there are other people in our class who had HIV? And none of them tried taking their life after the class. This was because they stayed till the end, and I explained these things to them. What made you think that with all this I knew about HIV, that I will leave a priceless jewel like you because of a disease that can be managed? I love you and will always do. Please, don't try taking your life for any reason in this life. After listening to Obie, Norma became happy, and this gave her hope of living again. Now, she knew better. She became stronger and less scared of people's attitude towards her. All thanks to the knowledge she had now about her condition. She and Obie continued their love life. The end.